when you read the thing about today, I covered two main topics. I did talk about pitching, right? So I can end my last 10 minutes on that bit, right? I did tell like Jasmine, I used to work in the industry. I don't now, right? But you know, I could answer questions if anybody wanted. But I mean, basically about the art of the pitch is about the passion of the story. So like, if you, a great film is The Player. Anybody ever heard of it? Yeah. Robert Altman. It's great. I mean, it's just one of those really interesting stories about Hollywood and everything, and it's got a bunch of pitches, you know, throughout the movie, and it's about passion. Selling a story is like creating a tapestry of art. You know, when you sit in front of like an executive and you're trying to say, I really want to make this story, you know, you don't go, all right, here's the whole Bible. It began like this, right? I think Patton Oswalt did that, right, when he was talking about his version of Star Wars, right? You don't do that, right? You have to figure out what the heart is. So in your story or in your treatment or your beat outline, anybody know what a beat outline is, right? Yeah, I'm glad some people are taking some kind of screenwriting course. You have to figure out, all right, what in the beginning, what in the middle, and what in the end is going to sell this story, right? And I have to believe this with my whole heart of passion, right? No matter how many things I write, this is the one for you, yeah? And I'm going to tell you with this heart and passion of this, and that's how I'm selling that. Because they don't care about, like, you know, the love triangle and like this happened and then, oh, wait a minute, and then this happened too. And then, I got to tell you about this part, you know? Because what are they going to be able to do? Is to read that if they actually want to read your story. Mm-hmm. You have to give them enough of that grease, for that gravy, right? For those who, you know, you took roots that gravy. To be able to just say, look, man, this is a story. This is really good because this has never happened before. So what is the unique selling point, right? What is the unique selling point of your story? What is the passion plead in that story, right?
Originality, huh?
Originality, there's no such thing.
Is there?
Authenticity.
Hey man, did you see Ron Howard's Master Plans? There's only 12 stories.
Yeah.
Why would you use the word originality?
Yeah, I see where it comes from.
But you think that original? All right, I'll tell you where originality comes
so far as
authentic.
Totally different setting.
All right.
I just said there's only 12 stories.
Okay, so originality, that's actually probably a good thing to end on. So originality, right? Everybody has a unique vision that comes only from you. Your life experience is yours, and that viewpoint, or what we call worldview, is yours. So how you construct the world from that worldview is what it's all about, right? So I'll give you a good example. Watch this movie. Oh man, what's it called? Will Smith. Oh, I, Robot. It's actually because it's actually Isaac Asimov's story. But to follow what I just said about worldview, anybody seen it?
Yeah.
Have you? Yeah. What did you notice about the worldview that was created in the construction of that world in the beginning of the movie?
It's like at the beginning of the movie, there was a clear distinction between like the self and how you define it, and then by the end of it was kind of blurred. Because like you obviously had like robots that they were separate, they weren't self-aware.
Didn't I just say worldview? What's he talking about?
That's not the movie.
That did happen. That's not what the key was. I said worldview, right? Hold on. No. Worldview. This is the Will Smith movie, man. But you should have noticed.
Let us take
what
you
it's
to
called,
the dream destination of what our
right?
space.
Should have noticed the neighborhood. Right? And the dialogue. So let me try and give it to you in short, right? So Will Smith is black, right? So what happens is, you know, everything in that worldview is urban. You know, he actually goes to his mother's house to make him some casserole salad, right? That would never happen to Bruce Willis. Would it? No. He's running in sneakers, he's jumping off a train track, chasing a robot. right? Who's like a FedEx man, right? And everything like that. And then he gets stopped. Will Smith gets stopped by a big fat black woman, right? Who's like, and she's wearing purple too, color palette, right? That never would happen to Mel Gibson, would it? What I'm trying to say about worldview is it's very centered on originality. It's the same story if it was Bruce Willis. Same story if it was Dan Aykroyd even. But because it's Will Smith, the color palette is urban, purples, yellows, blacks. The neighborhood is like, under train track, even what's his name? Shia LaBeouf is like, yo, dog, what's happening? With his hat turned to the back, and there's such an embarrassing performance. And the dialogue. Will Smith is still a cop, and he's a cop who hates robots. He had his arm, right, severed by a robot, right? But he had to replace and stuff. But we don't notice that yet. We just see that, something's wrong and he hates robots. And we find out through the course of the movie what his problem with robots are, right? But what I'm talking about, I'm trying to bring it to originality of what you just said. If you were Irish, if you were Italian, if you were Spanish, right? Your characters will reflect who you are, and that's originality. But there are only 12 plots. There are only 7 conflicts. There's only one antagonist versus protagonist. Protagonist versus antagonist. There's only one adventurer and one journeyman. Does everybody understand that? So the originality has to come from you and your worldview. So that is how you tell an original story. And that is also how you sell it to anyone, where it's like, hey, I want you to make my movie, because I got these robots, they're going after me, I got this cop chasing them and everything, but guess what? It's played by Will Smith. I mean, so does that make any sense? I mean, I'm hoping you feel that I wasn't trying to degrade what you were saying. I was only trying to point out the importance of the character that you put into that story that is non-original has to have their own worldview, and you construct that world around that. And if you go back and you look at the first 15 minutes of iRobot, you will see everything I just said. He turns on a shower, he's wearing a do-rag, and he's playing Superstition in the future.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis never would have did that. But it's Will Smith movie. And because he's Will Smith, I can see him in the shower, because I want to see the water cascade down his back. Not me personally. But you know what I mean. So that's originality, is you. Don't think about how do I make an original story. Think about how do I express my story originally. Oh, I like that.
Originally. Sounds
Good job you
poetic.
recorded it.
Have you got
For posterity.
do you sing? You've got a lovely deep voice.
No, I don't. Oh, I do karaoke. So that means done. Like I said, Square One Visual Grammar. I'll have it on there. But I mean, I appreciate you listening. And any questions you have before I go? Go ahead.
What's your favorite film?
My man.
Yeah.
Well, 12 Angry Men is on that list,
Yeah.
right?
And Die Hard.
No. 12 Angry Men is on that list. But I had a clip of Magnificent Seven. John Sturges' original film, the original version with Yul Brynner, Eli Wallach, best antagonist in any film. And the writing of this film is so crisp, and there's a fantastic scene when Calvera comes up to Yul Brynner, and he first meets the Seven surrounding him, and he's got 40 men, and he's afraid of 7 guys. And he goes, about these people, if God had not wanted them sheared, he would not have made them sheep.
If God didn't want them sheared, he would not have made them sheep.
Oh.
What's the name of the film?
What is that? Magnificent Seven,
Oh, what's
right?
that?
You know what I mean? If God had not wanted them sheared, he would not have made them sheep.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen it. It's a good
You know what I
one.
mean?
Yeah, when they're all riding together.
And Robert Vaughn is like, I'm a deserter hiding out on the battlefield. Man, this is juice.
That does sound good.
It is great. You gotta watch that film, man. It's full of wines.